Okay, good day. My name is Dahvie Vanity from BOTDF.
Good evening and welcome to Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Like you see right through me, and never ever really knew me. Don't wanna be around when you start to fall.
A big tour is Halloween themed. It means there will be candy, there will be blood, there will be hookers and whores. And guess what? More importantly, girls get to dress really slutty every night of the Epic Tour. And I get to dress slutty too. We're all gonna slut it out. Yeah!
Birthday to you!
To me,
Happy
to me!
Birthday to you!
To me, to
Happy
me!
birthday, dear!
My birthday!
Happy birthday to you! Blow your candles.
I wish for cloak and whores.
Nights at the plastic table.
Titty cam. Jessica.
Grade A titty.
Show me those grade A+ titties. Oh my god. Yes. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday, dear Vanity. Happy birthday to me. Hi.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, is everything off?
Yeah, I turned everything.
Show me the titties. Pop up the titties.
You gotta go like this. Titty cam. As the lighter disappears.
Look how big Brandy Brooks' titties are. Damn. I love you.
Okay.
Love you. It's Javon Monroe with his hula hoop. Titties.
Titties.
I've got to follow all of my dreams. Gotta figure out what this life means. Don't wanna be around.
We continue our investigation into Dahvie Vanity, the leader of Blood on the Dance Floor, amidst allegations and reports that he has been involved in inappropriate sexual relationships with at least 22 underaged young women.
Jesse Slaughter's jaw-dropping YouTube videos are so controversial.
I'll pop a Glock in your mouth and make a brain slushy.
They've made her the victim of death threats at just 11 years old.
Jealous?
You know what?
To say that you guys have ruined my life. No, I would never think it would got to this point.
Now speaking only to GMA with her parents Jean and Diane, it's the first time the 7th grader has been out in public since her videos ignited a firestorm.
When did he take the relationship with you sexual?
Pretty immediately.
And I ask this question not to be insensitive, but because it fits an apparent pattern of similar acts. How did it start? What did he do?
I don't feel quite comfortable going into extreme detail on the subject of the individual incidents, but the beginning of that sort of thing, he was very obsessed with like my mouth and putting his fingers in my mouth, and then like very soon wanted me to give him a blowjob, like pretty much immediately after meeting him.
Harry Potter is fucking guys ruining my life, and I know my shit is falling down me saying suicide!
Okay, you guys, this is Jessie Slaughter, and
You
I
know
just
what?
wanted to say that you guys have ruined my life.
I'm gonna
Firstly,
tell
this
you
is
right
my
now.
dad.
This is from her father. You bunch of lying, no good punks. And I know who it's coming from because I back traced it. And I know who's emailing and who's doing it. And you've been reported to the cyber police and the state police.
You guys are ruining my life.
That's right! I'm the noise you say about my daughter! Don't say I'm recording this! I report you to the cyber police! And the state police! And whoever will be my daughter, you will have to deal with the police! You done goofed! You done goofed!
My life, my whole household is torn because of this.
You know what? This is her father!
You guys are fucking assholes.
You no good life punks! And I know what's going from I backtraced it! And I know what's going on, and I will contact the cyber police and the state police!
Why don't I know you? I'm new. I just moved here from Africa. What? I used to be homeschooled.
Wait, what?
My mom taught me at home.
No, I know what homeschool is. I'm not retarded. So you've actually never been to a real school before? Shut up. Shut up!
I didn't say anything.
Homeschooled. That's really interesting.
Thanks.
You're like really pretty.
Thank you.
So you agree?
What?
You think you're really pretty?
Oh, I don't know.
As you know, the last couple of weeks, we've been taking a look at these allegations, and we've spoken to a number of people tonight. I am humbled. I am honored that I have with me victim zero. You may know her as Jessie Slaughter from her days on the internet. Her real name is Damian Leonhardt, and she joins us now. How did you first meet Dahvie Vanity?
I lived in a very small town in Florida, and some people who I went to school with and other people who I just hung out with in the town knew who he was and had him added on MySpace, and I had been shared some of his music, and I added him on MySpace just because I thought he was cool. I thought his music was cool. I was into like gothic culture back then. I was 10. I liked everything under the sun that had a skull on it. So he fell in. I went to a show and I met him. We had talked on MySpace a little bit before the show, and I was very excited to meet him when I went. I dressed up and everything.
Damian, you were 10 years old at the time.
Yes.
And how did you actually meet Dahvie? Was this after the concert, or was it during the autographs, or what was going on there?
He was just hanging out like during the before the concert and the after the concert period, and so I just talked to him both before and after. I tried really hard to get his attention because I thought he was cool and I had a crush.
You saw him as a major celebrity.
Yeah, I saw him as like a creative influence in the place I lived. And so I was like, yeah, I want to be with this dude who does cool hair and makes cool music and like is a model and stuff. He was often like kind of like a mean friend. Like he was my friend, but he was also constantly trying to improve me. Like I had a MySpace, but he convinced me to basically redo my MySpace and change my name on there to Jessie Slaughter.
And that was his idea to make your identity Jessie Slaughter. So your nickname was Jessie, right?
Yes.
And where did the Slaughter come from?
We just went through a bunch of like scene names that sounded cool, like Jessica Jealousy, couple other ones, but I think we just thought Jesse Slaughter sounded the coolest.
And I guess at 10 years old, you really don't think, about the future or long term. You live in the moment, but what did you think the relationship was at the time? Was he like a mentor, like a little brother to you?
He was like a mentor. He helped teach me how to play guitar. He taught me how to do hair stuff. I didn't see him like super often, but when we did hang out, it was often like hanging out. Even though he was kind of like mean and had a short temper and would be like rather bitchy towards me, I still like really liked to hang out with him and learn things from him. And I just thought he was like a cool older dude who wanted to be my friend. My parents had their friends around me my entire childhood because I was an only child. So it didn't really seem all that weird to me for an adult to be friends with a younger person. And also, I was a horny little kid, and I thought he was hot. So, of course, I wanted to make out with him, but I was 10. Like, control yourself, dude.
On your
This is
face.
awkward. Anyway.
Exactly. And he was what, 23, 24 or something like
He was
that?
24.
24 at the time. You're 10, he's 24. And did your parents have any concerns about this relationship?
They didn't know about the full extent. They just knew that we hung out. They knew that we wrote music together. They'd met him a couple of times.
I would tell each and every person out there, don't forget about that clicking up thing, you know what I mean? Be to yourself. Stay to yourself. Trust nobody. Trust nobody.
My mom talked on the phone with him quite a few times.
And what did he tell your parents about your relationship?
That we were hanging out. We were writing music together. That he was saying that I was a good musician and that he was curious about my ability. And so my parents, they knew I was interested in music. And so they thought that me having a sort of musical mentor was a good thing.
You were his muse in a way, but they weren't concerned about any inappropriate contact.
No, and they're from the 60s. They're hippies. They didn't think about that. It didn't even cross their minds of like, oh yeah, we should be more concerned about this relationship.
Did he scare you at all?
No. I mean, like, kind of, but not in a, like, threatening way. Sometimes you get mad and, like, threaten to take stuff away. Like, threaten to delete my MySpace or threaten to, like, break things of mine, and that was never fun. But we wouldn't, he didn't, he didn't terrorize me.
Right. And where would you meet? Where would you go? What would you do when you were 10 going on 11 with this 24-year-old guy, Dahvie Vanity?
Sometimes we would hang out at my house. Sometimes we would hang out wherever his place was. Sometimes we would just hang out with friends or go out in public. We just kind of hung out wherever. It was usually his place or like wherever he was staying.
And right around this time, he was in hot water for allegedly having a relationship with an underage girl in Colorado.
Yep.
Did you know about this? Did your parents know about this? Was it a concern for anybody? It was kind of a big deal.
Like, when it happened, it was a huge deal. My parents freaked out about it because they weren't necessarily concerned about what the allegations were, but they were like, oh, why has your friend been arrested? And afterwards, it was this big campaign of like, well, she lied. She obviously lied. She recanted from the police. But like at the time when it was all going down, it was very confusing, and we were getting conflicting stories from different people. And then afterwards, he kind of like, he was on tour at the time, so he distanced himself from me. And then he started seeing other older women at the same time publicly as he was fooling around with younger girls to sort of like have a cover.
To make it look like he was in appropriate relationships. Did you ever ask him about the allegations in Colorado?
No, I didn't ask him about the arrest or anything. I asked him like why the band split up and what happened to Garrett and like stuff like that. But I never went into detail about what he was arrested for. It kind of just seemed obvious, and it kind of just seemed like, well, shit, I'm glad he's not in prison. Because I was 11 and I was dating him, and I don't know, I wanted him to be okay.
You're 10 or 11 years old.
Yeah. I was a 10-year-old, and he fingered cake into my mouth. And then wanted me to blow him in a bathroom.
Did you tell anybody about all this at the time, or was it just something you held in? Or who did you tell?
I told my friends at school. I told random people on the internet. Nobody believed me. Like, whenever we took pictures together, it was with his camera, and he kept all the photos. We would upload them to my MySpace from his house, and then I would just go home and save the photos. I never had any, like, proof of us together, so I just kind of... Nobody believed me, but I told people. So.
What did you want? What did you think was going to happen here?
I thought that I was going to grow up and that he was going to reveal me somehow. And that we were going to have a happily ever after. I was going to join the band or start playing an instrument for them or be their merch girl or something and go on tour and run away with Dahvie Vanity into the sunset. But
and did he promise you this? Did he say that you were going to come on tour and
yeah, he would make a bunch of like very grand promises and being like, I'm gonna take you on tour with me, like I'm gonna like help you write an album, and it never happened. They were all
he was gonna make you a star as well.
Yeah. Like, but he was like, but you got to keep quiet for now, because if anybody finds out right now, you're too young. I got to train you. You got to be like under wraps. And so, like,
there was a picture that you gave me today to use to promote tonight's interview. It's a picture of you and Dahvie, one of the few that exists. When he found out that you had this picture and that you used it online, how did he react?
He was very angry at first. He was like, how did you get this picture? Like how physically, he wanted to know how I got it. And then he wanted to know why I wanted it. And I was like, because I want a picture with you. Like, I idolize you, dude. And she was like, oh, okay, whatever. I get it, whatever. Just keep being quiet. Don't make a big deal out of it. At least it's only that picture. And then he just kind of like blew it off. Like it wasn't a thing anymore. I put it as my profile picture on Facebook, for Christ's sakes, because I was just so proud.
You were with this celebrity. You were his girl.
Yeah, I was so proud. And then
how long did this continue, Damien?
Until the Jesse Slaughter incident. Should specify the You Done Goofed incident. That summer, the summer of 2010, a girl who I went to school with posted a thing on Sticky Drama about me dating him. And I retaliated with the Pop a Glock in Your Mouth and Make a Brain Slushy video, which was directed at her. And my mom went to talk to Dahvie to try to squash it, to basically be like, let's talk together and say that they're not doing anything, and then everything will be fine. But by the time she got a hold of him, he had already gone on a giant tirade disowning me and calling me a slut and saying he never knew me.
So this young woman, for people who don't know, posted something on Sticky Drama, which was at the time kind of a gossip page. And basically she called you and Dahvie out for having a relationship. Is that pretty accurate?
Yeah.
And did you have any idea at the time how this would explode on the internet?
No. I was afraid that the police were going to get involved and that Dahvie was going to get arrested. So my first instinct was cover Dahvie's ass, cover my own ass, get angry at this girl. And it spiraled in a completely unexpected direction.
You talked about the You Done Goofed song video. Where did that come from and how did that play into all this?
The You Done Goofed video was a video that my dad made with me where I was crying and he was yelling at the camera. He spouted some very meme-worthy lines, and one of those lines got turned into the name of a song by Blood on the Dance Floor, where they were talking about me, and some of the lyrics include, "My name and reputation won't be the target of a slut. I'll be on top of the world and you'll be cutting yourself fucked." Also, "And look at me, I'm beautiful, not a suspect of rape. Don't you know I'm fucking boss? Read the fucking nameplate." Lyrical gold.
Give it up for my man, George. DJ, spin that
You know, I think Blood on the Dance Floor is like one half like really, really crazy and the other half is like philosophical, because there's like a lot of like hidden messages that people don't pay attention to because they like see all the, you know, suck my blah, 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 you know, and they don't really like look past that to see like that we're actually, you know, helping like the youth of this generation, you know, like evolve into better people and realize that there's like all this like bullying and stuff that's going on right now, like putting an end to that, standing up for yourself, doing what you think is right. So yeah, it's about having your own mind.
But
and so there you are at 11 years old with this song and video.
It was released on my 12th birthday. He released it on my birthday knowing it was my birthday.
Did you like when me and...
You turned into Voltron and jumped on Angel's
Oh, did you like that? Wasn't that sick?
I think it was funnier when you felt like the World Trade Center.
Oh, man.
You just collapsed.
I done goofed.
You done goofed.
Okay, so tell me what you said to that whatever Indian guy in the car.
Can I get a Slurpee to go? Don't hate. I love Abu. He's my favorite character on The Simpsons.
Hey, get a haircut.
Oh my god, that was probably like the most epic thing I've ever seen.
Alright, think of it this way. A goth believes that deep down the world is totally f***ed up. But an emo thinks that deep down they are totally f***ed up. That's not much of a difference. That's a huge f***ing difference! Okay, look. Emos are more prone to suicide. This f***ing bitch, man. But goths are more prone to be depressed that so many people commit suicide. Goth's darkness is nihilistic, whereas emo's is cynical. Wait, I thought we were cynical.
We've been together for a while.
If you think we're an old couple, fucking tell your parents to kill themselves.
Oh my god, don't tell them that their parents kill. What?
Tell your parents to kill themselves.
That's just insane, dude.
No, it's not. I'm setting an example.
What example are you setting, Javon?
I'm setting an example.
Tell their parents to kill themselves?
Yes.
Oh, why?
Because
are they apparently bad parents?
They're all bad.
Whatever. We never said we're a role model, so.
If you're watching us right now, you have bad parents.
All of you apparently have bad parents.
You all have bad parents. Unless your parents are watching with you, and in that case, your mom's just using you to get to us.
Yeah. Apparently, if you have a parent watching with you,
your mom's just using you to get to us.
Yeah. Apparently, they're using.
Your mom wants to fuck you. Fuck me.
Apparently, that's the case. They want to fuck us.